Welcome to All in the Game, everyone. I am your host, Reginald Johnson, and today I have with me Rodney Archer, community organizer and wealth strategist from Family Wealth Inc. Thank you for joining, Rodney.
Yeah, appreciate that, Reggie. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well, and everyone may be familiar with Rodney. He was on recently, a while back, last month, and he's going to be giving us an update on how's everything going with Family Wealth Inc. So, Rodney, go ahead and give me that update about what's taking place since we last spoke to each other.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, I mentioned that we started our Fit Club, which is basically a year-round education, coaching, and training program that really teaches vital money skill sets in 90-day increments. And we have, super coaches, and we have, wealth strategists that are basically, helping people devise a financial game plan and then kind of holding them accountable with that game plan really throughout the year. And
Right.
so we've been underway, and again we're in the midst of our first 90 days, which technically started in February. So we got February, March, and April, and so our first 90 days is based on building credit, right? And so this is a skill set that we are focusing on and assisting people in other areas as well behind the scenes, depending on where they are, whether they already have good credit or they have other areas of interest. But it's been phenomenal. People are attached to a portal, and in that portal, they actually are able to exercise the concepts and the information that they're getting. And we love that because we get to close the loop, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? As far as not only teaching, educating, but also pointing people to the actual tools that they can utilize to get the job done. And so we've had several. We had several of our members that have engaged in the platform and that have undergone the disputing process as far as eliminating derogatory information, negative information that's on their report, and then even challenging some of the collection agencies because Reggie, once they get past really their original creditors, then the collection agencies have a hard time proving that basically you signed that they're attached to the debt and that you're attached to the debt from original signatures. And so a lot of times we're able to get negative items or incorrect items removed. And so we've seen that. And then positive items as far as adding those things, whether secure credit cards or authorized user accounts and things like that. So we've been able to show people how to, add positive information and then, boost their scores. So we had one young lady just yesterday. I talked to her and she was in the low sixes. And so she's now 680.
Oh, that's
And so she's moving herself, towards the 700 mark. So probably next month she'll be there. We've had several clients where we've added authorized user accounts, $20,000 lines with zero balances, and then again we're attacking the negative items on their credit report, and we expect to get them over 700 here in literally the next 30 days. So really, there's an art to it, Reggie. There's an art to it, and we're excited as again we're showing people firsthand how to get it done. But then, of course, we're here to bring balance to it because credit is not for debt; it's for leverage. It's for celebrity perks, frequent flyer miles, hotel rewards, and things like that. It's not for just buying, trying to just basically make up for lack of income, but it's about again, living really the life that you deserve, and then even having a greater return on any investments that you make. So we're glad about that. The results that we're having, and how people are not only learning, but they're progressing, and more importantly, they know basically how to use it, why to use it, and how to make the most of it.
yeah. So no, that's a great update. Sounds like the first quarter has been pretty busy and productive.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And so, like I said, it's 90-day increments. So yeah, there's a saying that it takes 90 days to form a habit. So certainly, again, we focus, have speakers. Matter of fact, we have Mr. Trey Davis coming up as one of our super coaches, and he has effectively built and is building an empire. Him and his wife, in terms of having other entrepreneurs around the country, and really being able to help a lot of people. And so he's going to come on this coming Thursday at 8 o'clock, and it's open to the public. And we certainly invite everyone to hear, what he has to say in terms of his own story, as far as rags to riches, or from corporate to, being his own boss, and really turning his life around. And so we're glad to have him. And we want to show people that, hey, it doesn't matter where you started. What matters is, how do you rebound, and how do you finish strong.
No, there, that's great because, and I like how the program works is you break it down into quarters, and then doing those quarters, I'm pretty sure it's broken down into small increments and steps so people can be able to move and then also track their progress and monitor and adjust if need be. Is that correct, Rodney?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, because really, everything really can be broken down into small steps. And the beautiful thing about it is, once you know the steps, then of course it could be duplicated or imitated. And once that light bulb goes off, once people see that they are truly empowered to change their circumstances, that they don't have to, just in the area of credit, they don't have to carry derogatory information, or pass discrepancies into their future. That literally, that stuff is just, it can be cleaned up on paper, and they can move on with their life, have better rates, better terms, better service, and they can be definitely more productive, more prosperous. So that's the good news.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the other speakers and some of their specialties that you had that were doing it before, like last quarter, first quarter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So our super coaches, they basically will be literally appearing throughout, the entire year, and as we will be addressing the various areas. And so, first of all, Reggie, when we talk about these 90-day increments, or we just talked about the credit restoration, credit building being the first half, being the first 90 days. The second 90 days will center around rapid debt elimination. And so really getting people to understand the importance of eliminating the debt, not just managing the debt. And we, basically have our teachings at Family Wealth that all debt really needs to be gone, including mortgages, in 10 years or less. And then the third 90 days will encompass, saving and wealth building. And then the fourth 90 days will encompass, creating additional income streams, mostly passive and residual. All right. So our Fit Club super coaches, they are coming from really different walks of life. So, we just talked about Mr. Trey Davis, and his powerful wife, Miss Alicia Davis. And again, he met his wife. His wife was a mentor for him, and he began to learn the ropes of the credit restoration business, and just become a rising star. It's taken him about 3 years to really be moving, but certainly he just celebrated kind of $100,000 cash flow threshold. And then of course his wife had already hit that, so you can imagine, they're rocking it. And so it's just very exciting. And again, he's here to share. So we have Mr. Trey Davis. We have, and he's also a barber too. So he just loves doing it. And so he does that in addition to his full-time business. So we have Mr. Jay Parker. He came on and talked about basically how to be mentally prepared, how to get mentally prepared for greater success. And he is a pro investor in the area of real estate. We call him a cash flow king because that guy, boy, I tell you, he knows how to find some cash flow strategies in that space. He has what are called co-ed pads, and they're putting out, they're developing an app, I guess that'll come out here, if not this month or in the near future. And they're showing people literally how to take a 3 bedroom or take a property that may be properly zoned. And like for instance, he showed me several where he took a 3 bedroom, turned it into a 5 or 6 bedroom, and then it's fully furnished in terms of appliances and furniture and lights and gas and everything like that. And he rents the rooms out, right? He
Right.
rents the rooms out weekly for anywhere from 175 $200 per week. And he showed me how he can cash flow a house at about $4,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And so they're putting together an app to basically sell that app so that people can kind of walk through the process for themselves. And so we're glad to have him. I've known him for a number of years. Also, Pastor Lateef Johnson Kinsey. He's out of Syracuse, New York, my hometown, and he was on actually about 2 weeks ago on the eight on the. Well, I'm getting my timing messed up here, but let's see. He was with us on the 11th, March 11th, and he was talking about basically the Bible precepts around credit and having a good name and why it's important in this day and time to really be diligent and be attentive to what that looks like for it could be employment opportunities, it can be of course car insurance, it can be buying a house, a car, whatever the case may be, but understanding the power of credit and allowing that to be a part of our makeup, our reputation, if you will. And so Pastor Lateef gave some great nuggets. He definitely has a different mindset when it comes to a pastor. He talked about how the pastor really should be the lead, and the church should be the lead, and not necessarily feed off the people. Now that's a different twist. But he said, the pastor in the church should be self-sufficient so that the people may understand that they can be self-sufficient. I said, well, go ahead. All right.
That's a good concept that a lot of people should have. Not only pastors, but a lot of people should have that concept.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was talking about, how he grew his church, up there in Syracuse. It's kind of a dwindling community because, back then they used to have manufacturing and a lot of those companies have left the area. And so, he grew his church membership from scratch. They got, several daycares and several, and they have a facility that they rent out, to other organizations and things like that. So that becomes an income driver. And then he still works full time. He understands that people, they have limited means and that, he's just showing them by example, basically how to, create, right? How to create and not just accept status quo. And so we thought that was a very enlightening word and how he's, basically there to empower his congregation and the community around him.
No, yeah,
So,
I like that concept because the fit coaches are very diverse. Number one, the super coaches, they're very diverse. So you get different aspects from different people. You have a preacher, a barber, you have people who are in real estate, and then you can all get that information that they're giving you and tie it in together to make it your own. Because it's not a one size fits all, but the program, when you're in the program, what it will do is you can figure out the piece that's going to be best for you to keep following through with it to be successful.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we just wanted to show different walks of life. I mean, we have two other super coaches, Mr. Marvin Wilson. He's local in the Charlotte area, and he was in the ticketing business for a number of years, and has now worked heavily in the business credit, business funding arena. And that's an important area because, we've all heard of business funding and business credit, but, no one's really laying out a path and a blueprint in terms of, okay, how do I walk it out, right? How do I, establish a paydex score, and, how do I get funding on top of that, for my business, so that, I may, basically take everything, to another level or expand it or whatever the case may be. And so, he's very present in that space, and he has, matter of fact, he has a kiosk in Concord Mills Mall. He started an academy for raising up children and showing the children how to be employers versus employees. And so he started that just a few weeks ago, and that's going very well. And so it just takes, everyone to really be serious about their space and be serious about, making a difference. And Marvin is a client of mine, as well as his mom most recently, in the sense of, getting state affairs, in order and things like that. And so again, we're all here not to just be, sharing or teaching, but we're here to walk it out and be literally a model for success for others to follow.
Yeah. And then if people wanted to get in contact with some of the super coaches or yourself, what would they do?
Yeah, great question. So, at this time, we say definitely. We have our regular website there, which is familywealthfitclub.com. But certainly, everyone can reach out at info@familywealthtoday.com, or they can reach us, even on our Family Wealth page, our Facebook Family Wealth page, which is Family Wealth Today as well. And so, of course, we'll put people in touch with whoever they may want to associate with. And then one last Fit Club coach that we have is Mr. Sean Langston. So I met Sean about 10 years, maybe 11 years ago now, when I was in the mortgage industry. And so he's a real estate broker, as well as a real estate investor. And he's taken his business to another level. I remember when he broke away from the name of the Remax. So he was one of the top producers of Remax, and he broke away from them and became the broker, became the boss himself. He said, "Man, it costs to be the boss." I said, no doubt about it. And so he was telling me about his growing pains in that process about a few years ago, but he went through it, and again, have several agents under him, and he's teaching agents how to maximize the industry, right? How to not look at it, as a day-to-day, paycheck to paycheck industry, but he warns. He said, look, if you don't have constant leads, if you don't have equity, if you don't have residual income, and constant mentorship and training in the industry, then you're missing out. So he wants agents to understand that it really is it's a more holistic view of the real estate industry, and to not just, be looking at just from one commissionable deal to another, but, look at the full scope for capitalizing on, that real estate market.
Yeah. So to continue with, so he's pretty much in the entire supply chain, pretty much.
Exactly.
That's good. So active and passive income. So Rodney, tell me about 5-star success. Why is that important?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Well, when I wrote the book, Take Back Your Wealth, Moving from Lack to Abundance, I launched that book in September 2018. And, it came after 7 years, again, of, researching about 100 books on, finance, business, and economics. And in that, we saw that the rich and wealthy, they have devised these money systems, which are credit, cash flow, business, banking, and investments. And so out of that, we say, okay, well, these systems, they move money, make money, they leverage the time, energy, and resources of people for their own benefit. We're like, okay, got you. And then from that, it was like, okay, well, what's the counter? How do we counter those money systems for our own purposes? You follow, Reggie? And so then we came up with, basically 5-star success. So that's how it came about in sense of having these money skill sets that were necessary to, again, counter the attack of this money of the money systems, and how to basically flip it and leverage the money systems to our greater good. So the first, and ideally it's in this order. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be, but ideally the order really can make a big difference. So, passive income of $24,000 or more. So the idea of passive, right? We're talking about, money that can be really created with, the least time and the least effort possible, right? You've heard of, making money in your sleep, right? And or mailbox money. And so, but it's a skill set, because, if you can master 24,000, then 48,000, then 96,000. And the name of the game is to replace earned income. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. So it makes life easier when money can be made like that. And in addition to, active income, we've learned that the elite, the 1%, that they make the 66%, 2/3 of their money is from non-labor means, right? And so that's our goal here at Family Wealth as well, is to get everyone up to 2/3 of their income coming from non-labor resources or
Yeah.
sources. Yeah,
So 2/3.
right.
That's a good amount. That's a good number. Yeah, because if you getting all your money through labor, then it's hard to play catch up when you're
Well, it's
always,
hard to. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, when you're always working and you're the person who's doing the work.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially in the times that we're living in, Reggie, because the cost of goods are steadily going up, and the more stimulus packages and the more money that is being digitized and created from the government. Unfortunately, the ledger has to get balanced, and so that burden ultimately falls on the people. So yeah, we may get 600, 1,400, or whatever the case may be, but the flip side of it is that it causes inflation, and so thus it becomes harder and harder on the people. And unfortunately, our GDP has dropped, our labor force has dropped, and wages are stagnant, and so people are working harder, longer, in order to make a living. So that passive income is an absolute in the times that we're living in.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay. So that's number one. Number two is 700 plus credit scores. So we just talked about credit, the importance of credit. And again, not for debt, but for leverage purposes. And credit still has a play. We're showing our members basically how to capitalize on great credit, in terms of when they have high limits on their credit cards and low balances, then they're able to leverage that. And we show them how to make, $700 every 6 months, and you figure they can put 4 people on, their credit cards. We do the math on that, right? That's $2,800 every 6 months, $5,600 a year, just from helping others, be able to, capitalize or boost their scores and things like that. But those individuals that are at the 700 mark, we basically leverage their credit to help others, and then they make, passive income from it themselves.
yeah. Okay, that's a great concept. And I know the other one is real estate.
Yeah, real estate goes without saying. I mean, we got to work and live somewhere, but why not own where we work and live? And so, we want people to understand that, it's not about just acquiring the home, that we buy the home and then we feel like we've arrived, but we have to get to another level of understanding that we have to own the home free and clear. And then we have to leverage the equity in the home for, more advantages and more capital gains, or more, asset building, so that truly, we can build more wealth in our lifetime. Right. So that's three. And then four is, basically debt elimination, 10 years or less. So we talked about that as far as mortgages, car notes, credit cards, student loans. And so being aggressive, being very intentional, being very strategic, because there are, certain software programs that are phenomenal. We have several clients that are using certain proprietary software programs that basically have they have multiple properties and debt items. I'll never forget my star pupil is a realtor who has about four properties, and at the time he had nine credit cards, two luxury cars, roughly $50,000 each, and he was inundated with debt to the tune of about $778,000, Reggie. Right? But he had again four properties, had good income, good and good discretionary income as well. However, he felt very over leveraged, and so we introduced him and turned him on to a software program that is assisting him, and he's still on track to pay off literally $778,000 worth of debt in 5.6 years.
Man, 5.6 years.
Yeah, and so he'll free up really another $5,000 a month as a result of that. So, this is the kind of stuff that we know is right. We know it's proper. We know that people, they ultimately want this kind of lifestyle. We just have not had a blueprint, and not have necessarily known what kind of tools to use to get the job done. So it's our pleasure to present basically both sides, not only the concepts and strategies, but also the tools in the marketplace to close the loop so that people can get the results that they desire.
Okay. So even though now it's almost going into the second quarter, is there still room for someone who wants to jump in and be in the Fit Club?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And then, so real quick, so let me finish off that fact, the fifth star, which is equity and assets. So equity in cash value insurance, equity in stocks and bonds, equity in businesses, equity in real estate, and so on. So equity, ownership interest inside of assets, things that have intrinsic, lasting, or growing value. And so that makes up the fifth star. Now, in terms of someone, basically wanting to join the Fit Club, yeah, listen, it doesn't matter about where we are, basically in our 90-day challenges and so forth, because we have a full gamut of again education and tools and strategies and so forth, so that you can step in right where you are. So depending on your area of interest, is it credit? Is it saving more? Is it creating passive income? Is it eliminating debt? Whatever, right? I mean, we can meet you right where you are, and then put you on a plan right where you are, so that you may have immediate results. Literally within a 30-day time frame.
Yeah. And so, in your experience and expertise, are the best results if you do it a la carte, or if you do it the whole, like the whole club, meaning all of the programs? Which one works best?
Well, great question, Reggie. So, as we had said previously, when it comes to, basically learning, finance and business, that, hey, if you were learning a new language, you could buy Rosetta Stone, right? Or you could be immersed in the culture of where the language is being, spoken. And so the Fit Club is about being immersed in a culture where you're learning all aspects of both finance and business simultaneously. And that's why, again, it's a year-round program and really ongoing, right? So it's not even about just 90-day, increments or our year-long program. It really is a lifestyle program, helping everyone, basically meet certain milestones, but develop the skill sets, and the habits and practices so that they may achieve those milestones. So we meet people right where they are. Um, Should people engage in the whole process? Yeah, definitely. That's what this is all about. I mean, because all five aspects, 5 stars are equally important, right? And that's why we're leading everyone towards, that target, if you will, because we know that everyone's life will be tremendously better as a result of mastering those skill sets. And then after mastering level one, then there's level two and then level three. So it just continues on as people move to higher levels of financial literacy and financial stability and security.
Okay. Yeah, and you mentioned the levels. When someone completes a level, pupil or a student, is there congratulations, celebrations when they move from mastery one to mastery two, and or when they get up to the mastery level? Is there some sort of celebration or recognition or acknowledgement?
Yeah, yeah. So we're steadily building all of that out. All of this started when I did kind of a beta on what is called the Wow, which is a basically an education and training platform. And so we're still moving towards that process in terms of having an animated video series, where basically Wow stands for basically wisdom training, I'm sorry, wisdom education, owner training, and wisdom training. And so, I'm sorry, wealth training. Let's say that again. Wow, right? So, wisdom education, owner training, and wealth training. Okay. So, and so the idea is to basically, have, have lapels, have certificates and things, trophies. When people hit, 5 star success, that they, are master champion one, and then master champion two, master champion three. So it's ongoing. So we're building over time as we are, galvanizing the community and getting everyone to see that, hey, this is something that, we can celebrate. We can acknowledge that, hey, yeah, we didn't know, but we're learning now, and we're moving together literally as a unit, and we're being more open about our finances and in terms of celebrating our milestones and accomplishments. So to your point, Reggie, we do have quarterly celebrations. So at the end of April, we will have a list of people who perhaps have hit, the 700 mark, right? And so we'll be listing them now. They may have anonymous, AKA type names, which is their choice. But at the same time, they'll know who they are. And the idea is to continue to build that list. So 700 plus credit score club, those that have achieved or have acquired real estate, right? So I have a listing for that. Those that are moving towards passive income, or if they've hit that $24,000 mark, then that's a list. Those that are trending towards, debt elimination in 10 years or less, that's a list, and so forth. So we want people celebrated definitely along the way, even when it comes to basically of our members, those that have paid down the most debt or who have boosted their credit scores the most. So we want to create opportunities in every area where we're celebrating people and their success and progress.
No, no, that's real good. Yeah, because that, like you mentioned, they get to grow together and they get to see each other being successful, and that builds healthy competition.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's just important. We have a lot of core middle class, and to be honest, I mean that's what the program is primarily designed for. People who perhaps are already working, are educated, but have unfortunately been just relegated to 401ks and IRAs and things like that, and have not had the full benefit of a financial education, tools and strategies. So, we're bringing that to light, and again, these are people that they want to win, right? They just have not understood the rules of the game, and have not necessarily had all the tools to win the game. So we're providing that now so that everyone can literally be financially fit.
Yeah. So how many people, if you just give a rough number, how many people have you helped got on the winning path for this year as of right
Yeah, yeah, yep. So we're headed towards, roughly about 50. So, and a little slower out the gate than we wanted, but at the same time, I mean, we're making progress. So, I mean, we want to be, at about 100 members, at the 90-day mark, and so that's kind of how we, how what our plan is, and so, but nevertheless, we're happy with. The results that we're getting from the participants that we have, because we really want to have a quality program. We don't want to just measure quantity as far as, oh, we got all these people, but no, we want quality, because we know that if they're truly hitting milestones and truly achieving their financial goals, then of course that's going to be where the momentum kicks in for everybody's benefit.
Yeah. No, that's great, Rodney. And so, Rodney, and I know also every Monday night you're on Facebook Live sharing?
Yep, every Monday night on Facebook Live. I mean, I'm just a financial educator, man. I mean, there's so much to know, so much to learn, and certainly, again, we have the power from a microeconomic standpoint to simply understand, principles. We say principles first, products second, and so I teach a lot of principles so that everyone can understand, where we're coming from. That we generally do care that. We're not here just, to make money, but we're here to, really move people through a process. I think that's important because, we didn't get in the trouble that we're in financially overnight, and it's not going to be a, overnight thing, but certainly it's a process. And if people are willing to undergo that process, then they will get better financially. So we have that, and then we have our Fit Club sessions, which are every second and fourth Thursday, and we've opened it up to the public so that everyone can, experience basically our Fit Club super coaches and what they have to say, and hopefully that'll be something that will spark, people's interest to want to take it a step further.
Yeah. And how is the success of both of those programs? You on Monday night and the Tuesday and Thursday. How has that been going?
Yeah, so I mean, with the Facebook Lives, again, I mean, they're educational sessions. We have had people, reach out to us because of those sessions, and that's the intent and purpose. So we just want to, partly is branding, and then secondly is just to build trust, right? I mean, people have to know. They say they don't know, they don't care what you know until they know how much you care, and that's really what it's for. It's just to let people know that we do care, and that we understand your pains and your struggles and your frustrations and disappointments and your concerns, and we want to be literally a source. We want to be a source resource, so that you may get on a better path, and that you may have the elements and the ingredients to win and to make a better day.
Yeah. And one part I like about it is the visibility and the transparency, being in front of people, just not an event, but it's a lifestyle. There are a lot of programs that come through and they hear one day, one seminar, big seminar, but one seminar. They get the masses all hyped up, energized, and they're gone after that, kind of like the circus. But for what Family Wealth Inc. is doing is it's more of a lifestyle change. And even though you put on events, it's not event focused. It's process focused and process driven to build people up and assist them to get them where they need to be at. So I definitely like that part.
Yeah, definitely. And this year we're connecting to more groups, and getting in alignment with basically some of those groups and some of their missions. And we just want to platform it. We just want to be able to assist those groups and the members and patrons of those groups in again more financial preparedness, more financial security, stability, and so forth. And so that's our plan this year. And so we're starting to have more opportunities, even in Charlotte, in terms of speaking in front of different groups. And then we're reaching out even beyond Charlotte to some nationwide type of organizations, and then even international type organizations, as we really want to be, a family household name. We're here to dominate this space when it comes to financial education and financial empowerment, and so that's those are the moves that we're making for such purposes.
Yeah. And what does a successful partnership look like, Rodney?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, it's always about, a win-win in the sense that, we want our members empowered, and we connect to organizations that, are mission driven, right? That they are trying to solve a problem in the marketplace, and we all have a part to play, Reggie. I mean, whatever that burden may be, instead of, looking around and hoping that somebody fix the problem or someone step up to be a leader in that particular area. What I love about what you're doing and others that we're connected to is that you're leaders, right? That you're saying, look, I'm not going to just sit back and complain about how bad things are, but with my gifts and talents, I'm going to come to the table and bring what I can to help fix this situation and make things better. And so those are the kind of partnerships or collaborations that we look forward to. And we believe that when we can find some common ground, when we can find a common denominator, something that we all can kind of attest to or believe in, then
Yeah,
we can join arms and join hands to really make a difference.
that's great. So if someone wanted to partner with you, what would they do, Rodney? Same information for the website?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can reach me, at info@familywealthtoday.com. And then, of course, I have my Facebook page, rodney.archer.7, and or our business Facebook page, Family Wealth Today. So, yeah, I mean, listen, we want to talk. We want to, look at some collaboration opportunities. I had a conversation with a young lady on Friday, and she has a nonprofit, and she has a transitional home, and she has men, that are coming through there that need, basically the, financial wherewithal in terms of, how do they stabilize themselves, and what do they do when they are making the money, to progress and be, a productive citizen. So from those type of programs, we're close to finishing out our own nonprofit, MIY Foundation, so that we may self-fund, so that if entities do not have, grants or funding, then we can self-fund those initiatives, so that we can, it's a way of giving back, right? From a charitable standpoint, and then while still, meeting with groups that perhaps are more in line, with our demographics.
Yeah. So Rodney, any last words you want to share with the group and our audience as far as what we talked about?
Yeah, Reggie, well, I just appreciate really the opportunity. I mean, again, we're definitely mission minded and purpose driven. And we know that, again, people desire better and want more out of life. And the reality is that, we got to condense time frames, right? We got to get the information, and then, we have to do it in a very concise, very streamlined, intentional, strategic manner. And so that's what we're here for. And then for the young people that are starting out the gate, say, look, let's start out right, because you don't have to have all the missteps that, many of us that may be in our 50s right now. Look, you can know the rules of the game early, and you can come out the gate strong, and you can really make your money, work for you, and not be tied to a career for 40 years or 30 years and things like that. Literally, we say 10 years, you can literally find yourself in your second or third careers and so forth, in terms of having options. So we encourage you to definitely be a part of what we're doing and what we're building for our community and for the nation at large.
Oh, great. Right. I want to thank you for joining All in the Game and let people know how to get financial fit because it is a game and you got to learn the rules of the game and know it or you're going to lose. So the whole point of it is everybody getting in the game first, but understanding the game and then winning the game and being successful. But not only winning, dominating so you can bring back other people so they can see your success, bro. So thank you again, Rodney. You've been a great guest. I'm Reginald Johnson, and this has been a great episode of All in the Game. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.